No, not 2 liters. Morning. Today is July 16th. It's 8:39-ish. I don't know why I say ish when it's, I usually say the exact number, but it's ish.
It's actually 8:40.
Oh, that's why I said 8:39-ish, because it's actually 8:40. So, slept here last night. I showed you the camp spot. Great camp spot until 2 a.m. And then the gust from the ocean picked up heavy. It was actually like bowing the tent in. Had to wake up and re-stake out the tent. Didn't really help that much. Bowed it in again. So we were awake about from like 2 to 3. And then either we just fell back asleep because the wind gust stopped, or we just fell back asleep because we were tired.
Stop. We just fell asleep because it was late.
Yeah, so yeah, ocean's pretty. Should have learned this from living on an ocean for my childhood, as well as camping on it on some hikes. When you camp exposed, expect to get smacked in the face by wind at some point during the night.
Set it up so that the flat side of your tent is not facing the ocean directly.
Yeah, but last time we had the wind coming this way. Last night we had it coming this way. It switched how it came. So today we're kind of in the same boat as yesterday. We got about 9 miles to get through the high tide zones. And we got to get through there around 1. So like the tides shift by an hour each day. So we left yesterday at 8 and got through the high tide zones at 12:20-ish.
We did not leave at 8.
To hike? Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah. So today, pushing it back, we're going to be hiking around 8:45 and got to be out of the high tide zones by like 1-ish. So kind of the same pace we're going to need, but it should be doable. Yeah, we're going to go get it. Another beautiful day. I think we're going to go touch the terminus today and then backtrack a little bit to sit right on top of the high tide zone so we can wake up tomorrow and just crank through the first one. So that's the plan. Going that way. Yeah. Oh, there's a rock.
Yeah, you shouldn't walk backwards where there are rocks.
You didn't tell me there was a rock.
You weren't heading straight for it until you like jogged left.
This is Big Creek. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
That was a really slippery rock.
There should be camping somewhere up in there for Big Creek area too.
I slipped. It
Yeah.
was really slippery.
Yeah, you did. Mile 14.9. By far the best camp spot I've seen. You got tree cover, you got an oceanfront view, you're up on a bluff, you don't have to worry about the tide, and you don't have to camp right on trail. This is trail. You can tuck in a little to the side. Granted, you'll be like right next to the trail, but I think this is the best camp spot. You got tree cover, like I said, still got a view. Good stuff. Good stuff. 14.9. That's fun. Right off the side of the trail, somebody made like a little maze. Huh. Maybe on the way back, walk through that. We got tides to hit. That's really fun. Horsepower just for you, bud. They named the Ridge Trail Rattlesnake Ridge. I doubt you'll find this video because you're probably out stepping off some miles, but thought I would point it out. I know how much you love when they name stuff Rattlesnake, and I know how much you would be tempted to hike that trail, so thought I would point that out for you because I know you love the rattlesnakes. I'll earmark that trail for you. shoot you a message so you know where to find the Rattlesnake Ridge. I know how much you love it. All right, we begin the beach walk. Mile 17.2. We got about 4 miles of beach. Honestly, it already looks like the tide's too high, but we're gonna find out. We will find out. It's about 10:30. High tide's at what, 2:30? So we got a little bit of time, but it already looks pretty high. We're gonna go figure it out. Yeah, I would not want to do this even close to high tide. It's 11 o'clock right now. The official high tide is at like 2:45, 3-ish. So, still got 4 hours. And look how close the water is. I would not want to do this at high tide. Plan accordingly. We got about a little less than 3.5 to get through the high tide zone. Should be able to make it. All right, so just past Buck Creek, back where you see Magpie around there. So that means about 1.4 to the end of the high tide zone. It's 11:45. Should be able to make it. Up until here, the beach has been pretty cruisy. Looks like it's about to get a little rocky for a little bit, but this high tide zone was easier than the first high tide zone that we did yesterday, at least so far. The last 1.3 could be something, but that's something we're gonna find out. Onwards. So this is the area at mile 20.8 where there's a caution symbol. As you can see, the tide does come up pretty quick through here. It has a lot of potential to flood quickly. It's about noon right now, so we're about 2 hours and 30 minutes from high tide. And it says this is quite possibly impassable at high tide. I could see it getting up to these rocks. I wouldn't recommend trying to do it at high tide, but if you get stuck, it looks like you could climb that rock. It would be a big old pain, but again, don't recommend it, but if that happens, it doesn't look too bad. But I definitely can see these waves coming in quite high. I think the seagulls are the culprits. I definitely think the seagulls are the culprits. All right, about 0.3, 0.4 from Glitchell Creek. All right, so this is Glitchell Creek area. The high tide zone is on the other side of the creek, and where we're sitting is outside of the high tide zone, or the impassable part. So it's 12:20, so we're about 2 hours from high tide. And honestly, I'm no tide expert or tidematician, but from what we experienced on this impassable high tide walk, it looks like it feels like there's more wiggle room than the one we did yesterday. I think you have more wiggle room with the high tide. Again, tide shift, so I'm not positive, but at least from the beaches we experienced, we were walking down by the water and there's still, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 yards, maybe not that much, maybe 20 yards of walkable beach that the water could still come in and you could still walk it. So we made it. We made it with time to spare, beach to spare.
Look what I found.
You found a periwinkle. You're a cute periwinkle. Shark's tooth?
A whole bunch of mother of pearl.
Oh.
It's really pretty.
It's shiny. Is it
Super shiny.
Is it a meteorite?
No, I think it's like part of a shell or something. It's really beautiful.
Wow.
I just laying in the sand. Did you see all those sea stars just
I
everywhere?
did. I blame the seagulls.
I think the seagulls are eating them.
Yeah. Can I skip that rock?
Which one?
The one that you just showed me on the ocean. Can I skip it?
My shiny abalone piece?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna keep it and turn it into a necklace.
Okay. Lunchtime. We're about...
I'm hungry.
Yeah, we're a little less than 4 miles from the terminus. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can see it. It's that little spit of land over there.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure the like impassable at high tide zone is actually like a half mile back that way, even though this is like officially where it ends on the app.
Yeah.
Like, this is fine.
Yeah, it seems fine. I filmed it too. She agrees with me. I was just talking about it.
There's
like more wiggle.
pinch point, but yeah, you don't have to be that exact with it.
There's more wiggle room on this one than the last high tide point.
For sure.
So we're gonna eat, chill, go touch the terminus, and then hopefully this is where we're gonna camp tonight. Honestly, right where we're sitting would be a pretty stellar spot.
Yeah.
The tide's not gonna come up this high, so time for some food.
No. The seagulls are eating the sea stars.
Yeah. To the end we go. It's about 1:30. Chilled here for a little bit. Had some good snickety snackities. Watched pelicans do bathing techniques. Gulls do bathing techniques in the water. So now we're gonna push to the end. About 3.5 miles that away. So we're gonna go touch and then come back here. And honestly, even camp right there, right behind Magpie, would be a pretty bomb camp spot. It's gonna be windy, sandy, but we're gonna finish tomorrow-ish. So, yeah.
Tomorrow or the next morning.
Yeah, we're gonna go yo-yo. So, also, the reason I filmed this, I was gonna wait till we kept walking. The reason I filmed it, Magpie lets me drink the dirty water.
Okay, what you did was you put the filter on the water bottle backward.
Yeah. So, I don't filter water. If you watch these videos, 99.9% of the time, I never filter water. I have been filtering water on this trail because literally everything's above you. All contamination's above you. We're like at the lowest point, not in the state, but lowest point for a long time. So I've been filtering water on this trail. Last night we filtered water. This was the first filter for today, but Magpie let me drink.
I didn't
nasty
realize
water.
that the filter is on the bottle backwards until I had filtered water into my bottle.
Yeah.
And so now this is a dirty bottle.
Yeah.
Because I just squished water the wrong way through the filter.
So this filter, you can attach it.
Back flushed it.
Yeah, you can attach it here and here. So just be careful where you attach it. See, this is why I don't filter water, because I don't know how to and I don't like
I
to.
reversed the filter and squeezed it out the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically drinking all the back flush out of everything that the filter's ever filtered.
Nutrients.
Oh.
But Magpie has been telling me that I need to lose weight because she's so mean.
I have not. You have been the one being picky about yourself. You're the one saying that you're fat, and I tell you, no, you're not fat.
She's been telling me I need to lose weight, even though she's the one that force feeds me cake. So
you're the one who force feeds yourself cake, and you're the one who tells yourself that you need to lose weight.
It seems we have different views of opinion here. So she said she planned this. She planned it. She's like, you're gonna hashtag. I blanked on it. You're gonna hashtag cleanse life by getting cryptosporidium. That's how I stay so sleek and so sexy and so white girl body.
So empty inside?
Yeah.
Just hollow. Nothing
Yeah.
in the tum-tum.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that he should probably refilter it, but he's not going to do that, so...
Hashtag cleanse, yas.
Here we are.
That's the first time I did a yas in a video for a while.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, like the gladiator thing, if they get diarrhea, they get diarrhea. That would just be me, though. We did have a conversation about what happens since we're on a road trip and both of us get diarrhea if we're in a motel room. And
who has to shit in the tub?
I was going to say, you can follow that thought logic down to where you will, but Magpie just said what it would be.
We also have wag bags in the car, so I feel like if that was the situation... Yeah.
So we've also learned something here today. When we don't crush miles and I just point out landmarks, this is when the time happens that I get weird, when I have too much time to think. See, I don't like thinking. I like just being stressed to the point that I can't think. Or overworked out. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking and we're gonna go finish this trail.
Yeah.
High five. honestly, the slowest miles we've experienced are these last few miles to the terminus. Just the way the beach is kind of situated, really rocky or really soft sand. So yeah, about, I don't know, 2 miles, a little bit over to the termini. It is about 3:07, and technically this is the terminus of the Lost Coast Trail, Humboldt Creek. It's this little pond right here. We're gonna walk up to the parking area a little bit up because apparently there's a water fountain, but right here, the creek bed, technically the terminus. So, well, I guess maybe not. So in all technicalities, apparently, I didn't know this, but there's 20 miles more of the quote-unquote Lost Coast Trail to the south. But apparently it's a lot of bushwhack through trees. The official Lost Coast Trail, again, I got to do more research on this, but somebody had commented about this. It's like 40 miles long, but for all the maps that you get, a lot of it only does this 25 miles right here. It goes from Matoli campground to here, Humboldt Creek. So we're gonna walk up into the parking lot to get a little bit of water from apparently a water fountain. And yeah, that's the Lost Coast Trail. So we're gonna walk back. We're yo-yoing this because we don't want to spend $200 on a shuttle, as well as it's a beautiful walk. So we'll get some water here and then walk back about 4 miles to the terminus. I'm at the terminus, to the campground at, I forget the creek's name, but we'll bring you along. So there's Magpie. I'm gonna wait for her and then we're gonna cut up to the parking lot.
Do you think there are also rodents of unusual size?
I've withheld commentary because that sound made me smile. Okay, so we're up at the Black Sands parking area. Again, the terminus, termini, whatever you want to call it, there's no like post marker, and you're right here anyway, so technically you could just walk to the beach and be done, but this is like 0.1 up, if that, and there's a water fountain, bathrooms, chilling area. I think this is where the shuttle picks you up if you're grabbing it on the way back, so why not? Come on up here. Good water fountain, good cold water. So yeah, it's 3:40 now. We just were chatting with some other Lost Coast Trail hikers that were waiting in the shade for the shuttle, actually. So spent a few minutes talking to them. I'm gonna sit at this awesome bench, overlook the sea for a little bit, probably get stepping around 4 again and walk back. Again, I always thought this was the official terminus of the Lost Coast Trail, and I think everybody that does, well, not everybody, yeah, 99% of the people that do the Lost Coast Trail hike to Humboldt Creek area and stop. But that one comment somebody has made that I wish I didn't have service to have checked yesterday said that there's 20 more miles of it in all technicalities, but I don't know if it's beat in or routed in. I don't know. So this is what the Lost Coast Trail is that people hike, this part. So I'm rationalizing to myself again. But now I actually want to hike that other part, but we didn't build it into our itinerary, so we don't have time.
It also ends in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we'd have to do 90 miles round trip instead of 50.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
No. So, gonna kick it here and then go walk back to our camp over yonder somewhere. Awesome trail, beautiful trail. The best.
The best.
It is great.
Good.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do a slow pan for you guys. We're just sitting here at our little bench.
Letting the tide go out a bit so we don't have to spin our wheels.
Yeah, and I was looking at these bricks because it's cool designs, and then it has state markers with their wilderness areas. So I'm gonna film this one just so I can like Google these wilderness areas. And two, because, yeah, it might give me ideas for new routes. And then y'all can also see it. Okay, you're gonna have to read sideways on that one. There you go. What I do for y'all, just with the fancy camera work. Idaho. I can't read and film at the same time. It's like walking and breathing. I have trouble doing that as well.
And you're also chewing gum, so that's a lot of cognitive load right there.
That's not fair. It's not fair what you just did though with your word choice. This is so cool. You notice how you see all out west states and like no out east states?
Yep.
I wonder what that's about. Ooh, Alaska. What is this? Lee McCalf Canyon Unit, Montana. What? I don't know what I'm going into now here. Oh, conservation areas maybe? Oh, the Nez Perce Trail. Why am I in I'm in historic trails now. I don't know what this is doing. Now I'm at the PCT. Yeah. I don't understand what exactly this is doing. Rogue Continental Divide National Scenic Trail. Ooh. Are these just all the national scenic trails and rivers? Scenic River Trail. Nez Perce National Historic Trail. Potomac Heritage. Okay, I'm gonna have to look through this footage as well. I don't know. And then there's just a random Wyoming one. Random Washington one. Maybe they're still in the works. That was really cool. I enjoyed that. Well, this is the first time this has happened. Usually we take at least a few days rest between through hikes, but we took less than an hour between the through hikes now. We're up in our class of hiker, I guess. Took, yeah, about an hour break, and now we're starting yet another through hike. In all senses of the word, technically. In all honesty, we're just walking back the way we came. So, back about 4 miles to the high tide zone, and hopefully we can find a camp spot. I remember this rock. Way easier walking when it's low tide. Definitely try to time your times to walk low tide more than high tide. Way easier walking. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Sneaker wave. Oh. She got caught in it. Whew. We're laughing, but those things are actually dangerous. Watch out. Yeah, you did. These are some lazy seagulls, not even flying away. Oh, there they go. These ones were the lazy ones, just walked around us. Hopefully it pops back up. There's a sea otter that just ran into there. Where'd it go? There it is. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so we got back to Gitchell Creek at like 5:40, and we were planning on camping right behind me. Beautiful camp spot right here. But we're looking at the miles for tomorrow, and we're going to be pushing the high tide zone because we want to get through this next one and the next one a little too tightly. It'll be like 16.9 miles from where
5 hours if we camped here.
And if we got out of camp by 8.
Yeah.
We could get out of camp by earlier, but we both know that's not going to happen. It's vacation. So I think we're going to push another 1.5 miles up to Humboldt Creek, where we can camp kind of in the high tide zone up on a bluff. So we're feeling froggy, so I think we're going to leap. You feeling froggy?
Yes.
You want to camp here?
We should do the extra.
I don't have. We're feeling froggy. We're going to leap.
Ribbit, ribbit.
Leap, baby. Leap.
Feeling sunburnt mostly.
Me too. I feel quite toasty.
Yeah.
All right, 1.5 miles more that way. We were going to hit camp here tonight, but yes, we have become one with the ocean, and we're now frogs. Good stuff. Well, you win some and you lose some. Pros, cons of life. So I wish I could show you a more beautiful camp spot. This is still really pretty, but comparatively, it's the grass is always greener mentality, right? Because like, you get a camp spot like this on any other trail, you're like, this is bomb. This is a great spot. But we're at Big Creek and we got our extra 1.5 miles in. It's 7 o'clock now. So we got like officially 20 miles to finish tomorrow, the yo-yo. But Big Creek, you can actually see,
There's like 8 campsites.
yeah, you can actually see, well, for some reason, it doesn't let me show you. That's a tent. For some reason, the glare doesn't let me show you that, but that's a tent. So there's a lot of good camp spots above this creek, like at least 8. Beautiful, overlooking the cliff, overlooking the water, like chef kiss, beautiful. But when we got here, the same crew that warned Magpie and I, like at noon, that we were going into the high tide zone, still here. And I think it either got bigger or more people came, or I don't know. But like literally, first spot has like 5 tents. Second cool spot has like bear canisters and chairs, no tent set up. Third spot has bear canisters and chairs, no tent set up. Fourth one that looked bomb, had a chair, bear canister, backpack, looked like it was going to be set up. Literally every spot was taken by a bear canister or tents. So luckily, see, pros, cons in life. Luckily, we did find a camp spot because we would have had to push another 1.5 miles, which wouldn't have been terrible, but
The tide coming in as well.
yeah. So, got 18.5 miles in today, more than we thought we would. And honestly, when we climb into the tent, we don't really get out of the tent, so.
It would be nice to be able to see the waves on our last night, but like, that's okay.
Well, we're going to camp on the trail tomorrow, too.
Yeah.
We're going to finish, but then just walk 0.2 back out to the beach and camp right at the trailhead. So, yeah, that's the gist of it. Pros, cons in life. You win some, you lose some. I think we're tied. I would just call it neutral because there was a camp spot. We ended up bushwhacking a little bit up there and there was no camp spot. So, a little bit of ramen, a little bit of dinner. Second night, official start of the yo-yo, I guess. Good stuff. Oh, I fancily packed out a book because we're not doing big miles. So, a little bit of book learning for your good old boy over here. He needs to get his words better. He's learning. You know how people learn words in kindergarten? I learn words when I'm in my late 20s. Can't say mid-20s anymore. A little bit of word learning, book learning.
I need to throw out this shirt. It smells like
Yeah.
BO. It
Yeah.
smells like New Mexico BO. It's real bad.
It's really nasty.
It's real bad.
Magpie said her shirt smells like BO. Night 2. Good stuff.